Good morning, second years. Today we are going to see about this CET second unit, that is interpersonal relationship. The interpersonal relationship, what are the barriers and how to maintain the interpersonal relationship, how to overcome the interpersonal relationship barriers. Okay, how to overcome the interpersonal relationship. Okay, now first one is introduction. That is one of the most distinctive aspect of human beings is that we are social beings. Yes, we are social beings. We are having some aspects of human beings. Okay, it's a most distinctive aspects. So we are the social animal as well. That is, we are talking, we know that cognitive development, we know that intellectual development, we know that. So according to the age wise, how we are behaving. Okay, so interpersonal relationships are have been the core of social system since the dawn of civilization. When the civilization is grown from the ancient period, so during that time onwards we are developing our cognitive development. Okay, nursing is a therapeutic process and demands the association between the nurse and the patient. Okay, so definition of interpersonal relationship is, that is, interpersonal relationships refers to the reciprocal social and emotional interactions between two or more individuals in an environment. Okay, clear? Once again, interpersonal relationships refers to reciprocal social and emotional interactions between two or more individuals in an environment. Interpersonal relationship is defined as a close association, sorry, close association between individuals who share common interests and the goals. Okay, so interpersonal relationship is defined as a close association between individuals who share common interests and the goals. Okay, then the dynamics of interpersonal relationship. The dynamics we are making as a dynamics we are making as three triangles. Okay, so this three triangles, that is dynamic circle, group as well trade. Okay, group and the trade. Okay, next one is dynamics of interpersonal relationship. The dynamics consists of two interacting people. It is the simplest of the three interpersonal dynamics. One person relays a message and other is listening. It is one of the most unstable interpersonal dynamic. The interactions ends with one constitute of the dynamics refuses to listen or share his or her messages. Some of the messages, once when the person will talk and the person another person will listen. The one is unstable interpersonal relationship, like which are all the things we want to tell, that only they can tell. Otherwise what they are doing, they are, some of the things they are hiding. Okay, it is one of the most intimate relationship interpersonal dynamics as the focus of listening and communication is centered on only one person. Okay, trade. Okay, first one we have as given that triangle. First one is a dynamics, second one is trade. Trade consists of three interactions of people. The members engage in the relay and the reception of thoughts and the ideas. It is more stable than the dyad, and as the third members may act as a mediator when there is a conflict between the others two. Okay, clear? Once again, it is more stable. Okay, than the dynamics, the trade is more stable as the third member. One more person, two members are talking, one person just listening. So when the third member, the third trade may act as a mediator between the this two. Okay, so when the conflict is arising, so in between the person can handle this too. Okay, between the other two. Clear? Then group is consists of more than three members. Okay, group is consists of more than three members. It is and is a collection of traits are dynamics. Okay, it is most stable from the interpersonal relationship. It is most stable from the interpersonal relationship. Okay, so we have seen in that three, that is a triangle. In that triangle we had, that is one is a dynamics and trait and the group. Okay, you know that dynamics is what and group is what and the trait is what. Okay, clear. Then next one is purposes of interpersonal relationship. The purposes are interpersonal relationship is personal growth and development, source of enjoyment, sense of security, context of understanding, interpersonal needs, establishing personal identity. Okay, so this one, okay, these are all the things we are calling as a interpersonal relationship purposes. The purposes, once again, I'll tell you: personal growth and development, source of enjoyment, sense of security, context of understanding, interpersonal needs, establishing personal identity. Okay, so interpersonal relationship for nurses. What are all the interpersonal relationship for the nurses? The nurses should maintain and building the positive, functional, multidisciplinary team. Okay, the nurse is working as a one staff nurse or head nurse or whatever it is. She should maintain the positive, functional, multidisciplinary team. So not only for the maintaining the nurses, it should be maintaining by the housekeeping, maintained by may has to console or has to interact with the doctors, not only for this lab, pharmacy, and you know that in a hospital setting what are all the areas are there. Then improving the intra and the inter team communication, coordination, cooperation. Okay, improving the interpersonal relationship with the team. Communication should maintain good communication, should be coordination and cooperation. Okay, building mutual understanding and the cooperation, understanding self, improved decision making and problem solving. Then the head nurse or nurse should be maintain the good relationship and understanding self, improved decision making and problem solving. Then interpersonal relationship for patients. Okay, with the patient, developing a sense of security and comfort. So when we are going and talking to the patient should feel the comfort. Okay, the security. Okay, we are here, so they are taking care and they are giving medications, they are treating well, and they are the treatment, when the treatment is over we are normal. That sense of security has to develop. Then fostering trust and the cooperation, should maintain the cooperation as well as trust to the relationship. And facilitating communication, if they are asking hot water, we want hot water, like that. So the nurse, when we are telling, she has to provide hot water in somewhere else, she has to inform to coordinator or subordinates, and the water should go reach to the patient. So the patient automatically, the patient will develop the trust to the relationship. Then next one is improving socialization and developing and maintaining the positive feelings. Then types of interpersonal relationships are there. Okay, interpersonal relationships are classified based on rational context of interactions and the types of mutual expectations between the communicators. Between the communicators, some common types of interpersonal relationships are, okay, so some of the common, first I'll tell you that is the types. What is the types? Interpersonal relationships are classified based on rational contexts of interactions and the types of mutual expectations between the communicators. Some common types of interpersonal relationships are friendship, family and kinship, then professional relationship, love, marriage, platonic, casual relationship, brotherhood relationship, sisterhood, and okay. So these are all the relationships, that is a types of interpersonal relationship. So next one is some of the thing only I'll tell you. These are all no need for everything. They have given an explanation, so no need for the explanation. Okay, then phases of interpersonal relationship. The phases of interpersonal relationship are, 1 minute. The phases of interpersonal relationship are Gildhard Paplo theory maker. That is, you know that nursing theories you have studied in your first year. Okay, that theories, the Paplow's theory, that is 1952, gave the interpersonal relationship model, that is orientation, identification, exploitation, and resolution. Okay, so in that, Paplow gave the interpersonal relationship model. Okay, interpersonal relationship model, you can go through your first year classes. That is Paplow's interpersonal theory model. Okay, so when the what is the nurse patient relationship and the patient. Okay, in the nurse, they should maintain the value, cultural race, beliefs, past experience, expectations, and preconceived ideas. Okay, once again, nurse should maintain the values, cultural race, belief, past experience, expectations, preconceived ideas. Okay, the patient should have the values, cultural race, beliefs, past experience, and expectations. Okay, you know that if you are going through this one by one, you come to know that what is it the patient is having, whether positive experience or negative experience in the hospital. Okay, so that beliefs, what they are believe, what they are, even if we are a Hindu and they are Christian, or if we are Christian and they are Hindus, so what are all the beliefs and cultures, so you have to accept according to that. So you cannot tell that no, that is not a good god, that is not a god, and our god is god, like that if we are talking, so that believeness will go. Okay, it won't be maintained the interpersonal relationship. Clear? Are you getting? Okay, so orientation phase. Okay, in that orientation phase, start with the initial encounter with the nurse and patient. The pact formulation begins between the nurse and the nurse and the patient. The nurse clarifies his or her roles and the responsibilities with the therapeutic boundary to the patient. The nurse identifies the patient's problem and settles on the type of nursing service needed. Okay, after developing the trustworthy relationship, the patients start clarifying doubts, share perceptions, and convey their needs and expectations to the nurse. There are several factors that may affect this phase in a nurse-patient relationship. Okay, so what are all the factors we'll see? Okay, first one is nurse. What are all the factors we are the factors affecting the interpersonal relationship? First one is values, cultural race, beliefs, past experience, expectations, preconceived ideas. In the patient side, when we are coming, values, cultural race, beliefs, past experience, and expectations. So these are all the things are factors affecting the IPR. So first one is identify. Second one is first one is first one is orientation phase. Second one is identification phase. Identification, the nurse must approach the patient with the empathetic understandings to perceive the patient's current feeling. Okay, so second one is the nurse must avoid vagueness and ambiguity with the patient by using specific terminology rather than abstractions in communication process. So even if the patient, the medical term where when we are using that, like oncology, adenoma, carcinoma, so when we are using that word you cannot use to the patient. It is adenoma, it is a carcinoma for you, we are suffering with the adenoma. So adenoma means they don't know. So when you are talking to the patient, you should maintain the good relationship. You want to maintain the good relationship, you should speak in simple language. Okay, so when we are speaking in simple language, the patients automatically they will believe. Then mostly, and even for the old age people, when they are admitting, so they are having a lot of feelings. Lot of feelings means, even if it is a single parent in the sense, this one, what else, you know that, okay. So in that ambiguity, when we should not maintain the ambiguity. So sister-in-law or daughter-in-law, when you are talking so closely, and the same way if you are talking, or if the persons are seeing, that is you are talking to that mother-in-law or father-in-law, or this one, daughter-in-law, very closely, so they will away from you. So they cannot maintain, they won't trust you. So you should maintain the trustworthy relationship by using specific terminology rather than abstractions in communication process. Okay, so when we are talking in front of them, if we can speak. Okay, the nurse helps the patient identify their problems in their own context and use the available resources to solve the problem. The patient's boosted by having feelings of belongingness. Yes, they are. So when the nurse, we have to maintain the trustworthy relationship. So when the nurse, if you are going to the patient side, the patient should feel that okay, she's good, okay, we can believe, we can ask her to do this work, and we can speak to her, we can ventilate our feelings. So that feelings, we have to respect that feelings, and we have to listen to them. Okay, so and instead of that, here you are talking and there you are talking, and like that, if it is there, they won't feel that they are good, or they won't maintain the trustworthy relationship. Even if you are going and asking, so they will tell that, okay ma, you keep it there, and we will take like that. So this relationship we should maintain, it depends upon the nurse activities. Okay, then third one is exploitation phase. In this phase, the patient are made to understand the problems by exploring all available avenues to solve the problem. Okay, in this phase, what does the patients are made to understand the problem? They should understand. Yes, first one is, you know that in your first year for death, this one you have seen that what are all the stages of death. In that stages of death, first one is a denial period. So in that denial period to the third stage, accepting stage. So in that accepting stage only, that is we are calling as a exploitation phase. So in this phase, the patients are made to understand the problems by exploring all available avenues to solve the problem. The nurse can help the patient by extending minimal professional assistance to learn how to solve the problem. Okay, so they themselves, they may solve the problem, but they want some assistance. Okay, what we should do, you can just guide them, not to involve so much. Okay, the patients start exploitation of all the available resources in spite of making requests and others to extend help. The patient will uh, cannot tolerate, so they will burst. Okay, they start to burst all that, even whatever the relationship they are, they cannot hold the relationship, they cannot hold, and they want to exploit. Okay, the finally the patient is able to deal adequately with his or her problems. Okay, this is what I gave as an example. I'm telling this is here it is in the finally the patient is able to deal the. So when you said like you are having for instead of adenoma, carcinoma. So you are telling that is you are suffering with a cancer. So first the patient cannot accept, and the patient is in denial period, and no, I cannot get the this one, the cancer, and like that. So many things they may speak, but afterwards what happened? The patient, when they are coming to know that reality, so when the doctors are coming and telling, and according to that cancer, they are giving the treatment, and when the patient is exploitation, that after exploitation the patient will accept the condition. Yes, we are having the problem, so according to that we have to drive. So when the patient is driving according to that situation, so they need small help from us, like for supporting. Okay, not for, you cannot involve in much. Okay, then resolution phase. That is, what is the resolution? So further they may ask you like, what? Okay, yes, sister, I'm having that cancer. So how to get the treatment and what are the, how do I come out from the disease, like that. Okay, that is we are calling as a resolution phase. This is a termination of the professional relationship that begins with the convalescence. Okay, convalescence and rehabilitation stage of hospitalization. Okay, so this is the termination of professional relationship that begins with the convalescence. Like you know that convalescence and the rehabilitation stage of hospitalization. The patient needs have already been met by the collaborative effort of the patient and the nurse in previous phases. So during this time, what the patient met by the collaborative effort. So you have to adjust with the patient and collaborative effect of the patient and the nurse in the previous phases. If psychological dependence persists between both of them, so nurse and the patient, it becomes difficult to resolve the transference or counter transference. The nurse must aware of techniques to resolve it. The relationship must be terminated by maintaining the healthier emotional balance by both the parties. Parties in the sense nurse and the patient. Okay, barriers of relationship, barriers of communication, interpersonal relationship. Situational barriers, personal barriers, and social cultural barriers. Okay, so types of barriers. Here they have given the personal barriers. The personal barriers are psychiatric problem, gender, lack of honesty and trust, lack of compatibility, feelings of insecurity, ineffective communication, distorted self concept, lack of flexibility, lack of respect for rights of others, fear of rejection. Okay, types of barriers. Second one is situational barriers, complex interactions or situations, adverse environmental situations, lack of territoriability, high density of individuals, large distance, and lack of time. In type of barriers, that is a cultural diversity, that is a socio-cultural barriers, that is a cultural diversity, ethnic diversity, social diversity, and language diversity. Okay, barriers of interpersonal relationship and method of overcome the barriers. Okay, so categories of barriers are, first one is a personal barrier, description of barriers in IPR, methods of overcome barriers of IPR. So personal barriers are, that is a gender variation, lack of honesty and worthy. That is a, in IPR, gender must be given due to consideration, honesty and trust